Hello, guys. We all know that our country is suffering so much because of this corona pandemic thing, right? We have faced a lot of losses because of this pandemic, and it is like a bad disaster, a very bad disaster to mankind, right? But don't let this pandemic affect your goals. Keep studying with the same spirit. So we are starting with the first chapter from your science 2, that is hereditary and evolution. Okay, this chapter has two parts. The one part is about hereditary and the other part is about evolution. Obviously they have interrelationship among each other, but we will be doing this chapter into two half. The one half is about hereditary and the other half is about evolution. So now we are starting with hereditary. So everything we will be doing will be with respect to hereditary for now.
Okay, so let's get started with this chapter. Before getting into this chapter, we will understand few scientists and their contribution. What contribution they gave in the field of hereditary and evolution and genetics, we will be understanding that. So here we just need to remember the name of the scientist. The rest of the detail of their contribution we will be doing further. Okay, so the first scientist we know is Gregor Johann Mendel. Gregor Johann Mendel is one of the important scientists when it comes to genetics, because for the first time genetics का study was initiated by Gregor Johann Mendel. That is why he is known as father of genetics. ठीक है, ये सबसे पहला पर्सन था जिसने जेनेटिक के फील्ड में उसकी स्टडी को पुट फॉरवर्ड किया. He was the one who let people know that what is genetics about. But unfortunately, his all work was recognized after his death. Okay, so that is why Gregor Johann Mendel is known as father of genetics. The next is Hugo de Vries. Hugo de Vries was the one who put forward mutation theory. Now, what is mutation? We will be doing. Don't worry. The next scientist was Walter and Southern. They were the one who observed chromosome for the first time in grasshopper. Next one is Avery McLeod and McCarthy. They were the one who said all organisms have DNA as a genetic material. Okay. Next was Francis Jacob and Monod. They gave the model for protein synthesis in cell. Now, protein synthesis is a procedure where our body makes proteins. All essential proteins that is required will be synthesized inside cells. Okay. So, these were few scientists and their contributions that you need to remember. Now, let's get into the chapter. Chapter is all about hereditary, right? So let us understand what is hereditary. Before understanding hereditary, I'll do this thing with few examples. Let's say we have a girl, and this girl, her name is Pinky. Okay, she is a cute little girl, Pinky. Let's draw their parents as well. The father looks angry, isn't it? Okay, and Pinky's mother. Okay, so basically what we need to understand is that Pinky has a curly hair. Okay, and that curly hair exactly matches with her father. Her father also has curly hair. Okay. Next, Pinky has blue color eyes, and that blue color eyes is exactly like her mother. So Pinky has curly hair which is exactly same like her father, and Pinky has blue eyes which is exactly same like her mother. So can I say Pinky has a characteristics which are exactly same like her parents? Pinky has been produced from her parents only, right? His father contributed sperm and mother contributed ovum. So because of the contribution, zygote was formed and Pinky is developed from this zygote only, right? So Pinky has curly hair which is same to her father, and Pinky has blue eyes which is same to her mother. So she has characteristics which is matching to her either of the parents, right? Now what is characteristics? when we observe an individual we can spot, हम बाहर से देख के इंडिविजुअल के बारे में बता सकते हैं कि वो इंडिविजुअल का हेयर का कलर क्या है, उसका बॉडी का कलर क्या है, उसका आईज का कलर क्या है। तो जब हम ये सारी चीजें बताते हैं ना तो वी से दैट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट कैरेक्टरिस्टिक, जस्ट लाइक आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट पिंकी हैज कर्ली हेयर, शी हैज ब्लू आईज, so I am talking about her characteristics. Okay, so Pinky has got this characteristics from either of its parents. Okay, how did Pinky got this characteristics? ये कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स पिंकी के अंदर आए कैसे उसके पेरेंट्स से? तो ये कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स को कोई तो लेकर आया होगा ना। तो जो इस कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स को लेकर जाता है फ्रॉम वन जनरेशन टू द नेक्स्ट जनरेशन, वी कॉल इट एज अ जेनेटिक मटेरियल। Okay, so genetic material is something that will carry characteristics from one generation to the next generation. So Pinky has genetic material from her mother and from her father. Okay, now what is genetic material? We will be understanding this in few minutes. We will understand this. Okay, so don't worry. So we know it is the genetic material that will transfer characteristics from one generation to another generation. Now the characteristics which matches exactly to the parents, we call it as similarities. Okay, so what is similarities? Similarities are characteristics exactly same like parents. Okay, so the characteristic which exactly matches with either of the parents, we call it as similarities. But the individual is not 100% similar to their parents, right? We have something new characteristic in us which is not present in our parent. तो पिंकी के अंदर भी ना कुछ ऐसे characteristics आए हैं जो उसके parents में नहीं थे. For example, let's say Pinky's father is tall, Pinky's mother is tall, but Pinky is short. So this shortness is also a character, right? Height is also a character. तो पिंकी तो short है, mother tall है, father tall है, तो पिंकी के अंदर ये नया characteristics आया है जो उसके parents के अंदर नहीं है. So the next term that we will be understanding is variation. तो वेरिएशन का मतलब क्या है? वेरिएशन इज द न्यू कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स और द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स दैट इज नॉट सिमिलर टू ईदर ऑफ द पेरेंट्स. जो न्यूबॉर्न बेबी है उसके अंदर नया है, उसके पेरेंट्स से नहीं आया है वो, राइट? तो वेरिएशंस आर कैरेक्टर्स नॉट similar to parents. So can I say these are new characters that is present in an individual? So we call it as variation. So we know what is similarities, we know what is variation. Similarities is characteristics that exactly matches like parents, and variation is new characteristics that is not similar with the parents. Okay, so now our point was what is heredity. So hereditary is basically defined as study of similarities and variation is known as hereditary. We have one more definition for hereditary. Hereditary can also be defined as study of transfer of characteristics from one generation to the next generation. Okay, so we have this two terms that defines hereditary. So we know what all things we are going to do in this chapter. Okay, we will be basically dealing about the characteristics, how those characteristics emerge. We will be talking about the genetic material. But before that, if you remember, we said that Gregor Johann Mendel is known as father of genetics. Now what is genetics? So the next part that comes is genetics. What is genetics? Genetics is actually the study of hereditary. So study of hereditary is known as genetics. Okay, and who was the one who initiated the study for genetics? It was Gregor Johann Mendel. So two important terms I hope is clear over here: hereditary and genetics. So obviously hereditary and genetics has relationship among them. So now we will continue further in this chapter. Okay, so I said that characteristics are transferred with the help of genetic material. So now let us understand what is that genetic material that transfers those characters. Okay, so the next part will be about genetic material. So the hereditary material, or it is also known as the genetic material. So what is that material? Is it chromosome? Is it gene? और इज इट डीएनए? क्या है ये तीनों में से? आई विल टेल यू, ये तीनों भी जेनेटिक मटेरियल है. एंड लेट मी टेल यू दिस थिंग, क्रोमोसोम, जीन एंड डीएनए, दिस इज द सेम थिंग. ये तीनों एक ही चीज है, ये अलग नहीं है. तो अगर मैं बोलूं क्रोमोसोम इज अ जेनेटिक मटेरियल, yes, absolutely correct. Gene is a genetic material, yes. DNA is a genetic material, yes, because all three are exactly same, right? I'll tell you how. Understanding of this thing is very important. Okay, so we know our cell inside nucleus shows present of chromosomes, right? So before understanding this chromosome, we will understand first DNA, because mostly it is written that DNA is a genetic material, and I told you DNA, gene and chromosome are the same thing, right? So this DNA is basically present inside the nucleus. Do you know what is the size of your cell? The size of the cell is 10 times smaller than this dot. तो can you imagine how small is your cell? ये सेल इतना छोटा है कि आप अपने नेकेड आई से वो सेल को देख भी नहीं सकते. आपको माइक्रोस्कोप लगेगा सेल्स को देखने के लिए. ठीक है? So the size of the cell is so small that we cannot even see that cell with the naked eyes. And do you know the size of DNA? DNA का साइज उस सेल में कितना बड़ा होता है? DNA is about 3 meters long. Now this 3 meters long DNA is accommodated inside the cell, which is even smaller than this dot. तो can you imagine इतने बड़े चीज को हमने इतने छोटे सेल्स में कैसे रखा है? Let's say मेरे पास एक इतना वॉल्यूम रीजन है और एक इतना वॉल्यूम रीजन है. ठीक है, और मेरे को है ना 1 मीटर लॉन्ग थ्रेड को रखना है इसके अंदर. So since I have very less space in this, what I'll do, I'll coil that thread so that वो thread easily इसके अंदर बैठ जाए. सेम थिंग, खाली डिफरेंस इतना है, इधर साइज छोटा है तो कॉइलिंग बहुत ज्यादा हो गई है, इधर मैं कॉइलिंग थोड़ा कम करूंगी. ठीक है, मैंने कॉइल क्यों किया? बिकॉज मुझे उतनी बड़ी चीज को उतने से जगह में फिट करना है. सो डीएनए जो मेरा 3 meters लॉन्ग है, उसको मैं इतने छोटे साइज वाले जगह में कैसे रखूंगी? ऑब्वियसली आई कॉइल माई डीएनए, राइट? तो कॉइलिंग ऑफ डीएनए. सो आई ड्रॉ द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ डीएनए. लेट्स से दिस इज डीएनए. Okay, so the size of DNA or the length of DNA in one cell is about 3 meters, but your cell is microscopic. So to keep such a long DNA inside those microscopic cell, we need to coil DNA. तो ये DNA जो है मैंने इसको coil कर दिया. ठीक है, तो ये मेरा DNA अब coil हो गया. इस पॉइंट पे we call it DNA. Now this coiled DNA is known as genes, and around genes you'll see some spherical structures on this. Those spherical structures are known as histone proteins, and this histone protein will help our DNA for coiling. Okay, so this is known as histone protein. तो ये जीन तक अब हम आ गए. अब जीन के आगे भी we will further coil because we have very small space where we have to keep our DNA, right? तो मैं इसका further coiling कर दूंगी. So now this further coiled is known as chromatin fiber because it appears like a thick fiber. Now further coiling, and then finally I have a structure which is a chromosome. So chromosome is a highly coiled form of DNA. So DNA is actually a part of chromosome. So can I say DNA, gene, chromatin fiber and chromosome all are same thing? It just depends on your coiling कि कौन से पार्ट को हमने क्या बोला है. See, आपको थ्रेड रील पता होगा, राइट? जो थ्रेड का रील है उसके बेस के ऊपर ऐसे धागे को कॉइल किया रहता है, राइट? तो इफ यू रिमूव दिस थ्रेड, तो दिस थ्रेड इज सो लार्ज दैट इट कैन एक्चुअली ऑक्यूपाई अ स्पेस more than 1 or 2 meters, right? It is so greater in length, right? तो same thing is applicable over here. DNA का size was so large कि हमने DNA को बहुत coil कर दिया. ये coiling क्यों करना पड़ा हमें? So that we can properly accommodate that large size of DNA into the microscopic cell. So I hope this is clear that chromosome, gene and DNA are the same thing. Okay, so from now the hereditary material is DNA, gene or chromosome. तीनों same है, we know this. Okay, okay, so here I have diagrammatic representation. DNA, if you see, this part is DNA and that DNA is coiled and that coiled part is known as genes. This spherical structure you see is histone protein. Histone protein will help DNA for coiling. Okay, that further coiling will form chromatin fiber and then finally chromosome. I hope this thing is clear. Okay, so we did about genetic material. So till here we know that DNA is our genetic material, okay? But there are certain organisms who has RNA as a genetic material, and the examples could be viruses. Okay, so there are few viruses who has RNA as a genetic material. See, interestingly, we also have RNA, but our RNA is not hereditary, right? It is not our genetic material. You know why? We can only call those substances as hereditary, the one that gets transferred from one generation to another. ठीक है, तो जो पास ऑन होता है जनरेशन टू जनरेशन, हम उसको हेरिडिटरी मटेरियल बोलते हैं. बट हमारा आरएनए नहीं पास होता है. इट इज ओनली डीएनए, जीन और क्रोमोसोम दैट इज पास्ड फ्रॉम वन जनरेशन टू अनदर जनरेशन. ओके, एंड वी टॉक्ड अबाउट आरएनए एज अ जेनेटिक मटेरियल फॉर फ्यू organisms such as viruses. Now let us do a little detail about DNA and RNA. See, DNA and RNA both are nucleic acid. Okay, and this DNA and RNA has the same component. Both the DNA and RNA is made up of nucleotide. ठीक है, we will write the full form for this. DNA is deoxyribose nucleic acid, whereas RNA stands for ribose nucleic acid. Okay, so I just said that DNA and RNA both are made up of nucleotide. Now let us understand what is nucleotide. So I can say that both DNA and RNA is a polymer ऑफ न्यूक्लियोटाइड. अभी ये पॉलीमर का मतलब क्या होता है? देखो, बहुत सारे न्यूक्लियोटाइड है ना, आपस में ज्वाइंट हो जाते हैं. तो ऐसे बहुत सारे न्यूक्लियोटाइड ज्वाइंट होंगे एंड दे विल फॉर्म अ लॉन्ग चेन मॉलिक्यूल दैट विल बी डीएनए एंड आरएनए. बट देयर इज बेसिक डिफरेंस इन डीएनए एंड आरएनए. डीएनए जो है ना, उसमें न्यूक्लियोटाइड का ऐसा 2 स्ट्रैंड होता है. सो देयर इज 2 स्ट्रैंड ऑफ न्यूक्लियोटाइड. ठीक है, एंड बोथ द स्ट्रैंड्स ऑफ न्यूक्लियोटाइड और बोथ द स्ट्रैंड्स ऑफ डीएनए आर जॉइंड बाय अ बॉन्ड. दिस बॉन्ड विल होल्ड द 2 स्ट्रैंड्स ऑफ द न्यूक्लियोटाइड. ठीक है, इस बॉन्ड को हम बोलते हैं हाइड्रोजन बॉन्डिंग. सो हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड जो है दैट इज गोइंग टू होल्ड द 2 स्ट्रैंड्स ऑफ न्यूक्लियोटाइड चेन, whereas RNA, in RNA there is only one nucleotide strand. तो सिर्फ एक न्यूक्लियोटाइड का चेन होगा. whereas DNA में there is 2 nucleotide chain and those chains are joined by hydrogen bonding. And also remember, can you see nucleotide and nucleotide are joined together by some bond? This bond that holds 2 nucleotide is known as
diester bond. So now we know two bonds. The bond which is present between two nucleotide is phosphodiester bond, and hydrogen bond is the one that holds two strands of DNA nucleotide. Okay, in RNA it is only single stranded. So that is why we said डीएनए एंड आरएनए इज अ पॉलीमर. पॉलीमर का मतलब है बहुत सारे छोटे छोटे यूनिट्स को हमने ज्वाइन किया है, एंड दैट स्मॉल यूनिट इज एक्चुअली न्यूक्लियोटाइड. ओके, सो लेट अस सी द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ न्यूक्लियोटाइड फॉर नाउ. आई विल ड्रॉ न्यूक्लियोटाइड स्ट्रक्चर फर्स्ट फॉर आरएनए. ओके, सो लेट अस ड्रॉ दैट. So this is the structure of RNA nucleotide. Now nucleotide has three parts. Okay, this we will understand. The first part of the nucleotide is pentose sugar. And the pentose sugar in case of RNA is ribose. And in case of RNA, the pentose sugar is ribose sugar. Okay, now I'll tell you why it is called pentose sugar. If you count the carbon, इधर एक carbon होगा 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. तो whenever it is 5, we call it penta. And ये OS क्यों आया है? Because OS stands for sugar. So the nucleotide has pentose sugar because it is made up of 5 carbon, and that pentose sugar is actually a ribose sugar. Okay, so ये एक हो गया. और दूसरा पार्ट क्या होगा हमारे न्यूक्लियोटाइड में? The second part is phosphate group. Can you see on the 5th carbon the phosphate group is attached, and the third part is nitrogenous base. Okay, so let us highlight those parts. So this part is the pentose sugar, and which pentose sugar we find in RNA? It is ribose sugar. We call it pentose because it is 5 carbon. Okay, so ribose sugar. और क्या होगा हमने देखा था, और नेक्स्ट होने वाला है हमारा नाइट्रोजनस बेस. ठीक है, और थर्ड पार्ट में क्या होगा? phosphate group. Okay, see if you see between DNA and RNA, नाम में ध्यान दो. DNA क्या है? Deoxyribose, whereas RNA is ribose. This DE stands for removal. ठीक है, और ऑक्सी का मतलब है ऑक्सीजन. तो अगर आप राइबोस न्यूक्लियोटाइड से एक ऑक्सीजन निकाल दो ना, तो वो किस में चेंज हो जाएगा? वो चेंज हो जाएगा डीऑक्सीराइबोस में. सी कैन यू सी दिस OH ग्रुप ऑन द सेकेंड कार्बन? दिस इज सेकेंड कार्बन. ये फर्स्ट कार्बन, थर्ड, फोर्थ एंड fifth carbon. Okay, so on the second carbon of the nucleotide, if you remove this oxygen, तो अब वो किसका न्यूक्लियोटाइड बन जाएगा? तो अब वो न्यूक्लियोटाइड बन जाएगा DNA का. So let us draw that. We have nitrogenous base over here. Okay, we have hydrogen, and what did we do? हमने सेकेंड कार्बन से एक ऑक्सीजन निकाल दिया तो सिर्फ H बचा. इधर OH, it is H, CH2, and here we have PO4, right? So that is the only difference between the nucleotide of DNA and RNA. Rest everything is same. See, this is 5 carbon sugar, and this 5 carbon sugar we call it pentose. But in case of DNA nucleotide, that pentose sugar is deoxyribose. Why it is deoxyribose? Because हमने second position से एक ऑक्सीजन निकाल दिया है. In case of RNA it is ribose, and in case of DNA it is deoxyribose because we removed one oxygen from the nucleotide. और फिर क्या होता है हमारा न्यूक्लियोटाइड में? नाइट्रोजनस बेस होता है and phosphate group होता है. So we know the detailed structure of nucleotide now, right? So this is the one unit or DNA or RNA that we call as nucleotide. So can you see this nucleotide? All nucleotide will have this structure and they'll form a bond. तो दो nucleotide के बीच में होता है phosphodiester bond और जो हमारा दो न्यूक्लियोटाइड का स्ट्रैंड है उसके बीच में होता है हाइड्रोजन बॉन्डिंग. ओके, सो दैट्स द बेसिक थिंग अबाउट डीएनए एंड आरएनए. वन मोर थिंग आई टेल यू. सी इफ न्यूक्लियोटाइड से हमने इफ फ्रॉम न्यूक्लियोटाइड यू रिमूव फॉस्फेट ग्रुप ना, तो जब हमने न्यूक्लियोटाइड से फॉस्फेट निकाल दिया तो वो क्या किस में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा? न्यूक्लियोसाइड में. प्लीज रिमेंबर दिस. इफ वी रिमूव वन phosphate group from the fifth carbon, that compound or that structure will change into nucleoside. Nucleotide has three components: pentose sugar, that is ribose sugar in case of RNA, and deoxyribose sugar in case of DNA, phosphate group and nitrogenous bases. Okay. So what is our DNA made up of? Our DNA is made up of nucleotide and also RNA is made up of nucleotide, but the difference is that DNA is double stranded and RNA is single stranded. The two strands of DNA are joined by a bond called hydrogen bonding. Okay, see now what happens, you know, in case of DNA we say that DNA has a double helical structure. Now if you see the structure of DNA, it appears like a ladder shape, right? तो क्या होता है ना, ये दो स्ट्रैंड जो है ना डीएनए का वो आपस में है ना ट्विस्ट हो जाता है. सो बिकॉज ऑफ दैट ट्विस्टिंग वी गेट स्ट्रक्चर समथिंग लाइक दिस, एंड दिस स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ डीएनए इज नोन एज डबल हेलिकल स्ट्रक्चर. व्हाई दिस टू स्ट्रैंड्स ऑफ डीएनए coil? Because they are more stable that way. So that is why the two strands of DNA coil and there is a structure as double helical structure. Okay. So now we will be doing about nitrogenous bases. Okay. So nitrogenous bases is of two types: purines and pyrimidines. Okay. Purines includes adenine and guanine. Pyrimidines includes thymine and cytosine. Okay. Now you need to remember, in case of RNA, thymine is not there. So instead of thymine, it is uracil. That is the only difference when it comes to nitrogenous bases in DNA and RNA. Okay. Now you know what? Purines and pyrimidines are like best friends to each other. तो जिधर purines जाएगा ना, pyrimidines भी उसके पीछे पीछे जाता है. तो adenine का best friend is thymine and guanine का best friend is cytosine. So they are like friends to each other. So let's say when we talk about DNA, let's say I have one nucleotide और इसके ऊपर है adenine. फिर दूसरा न्यूक्लियोटाइड, इसके ऊपर है guanine as a nitrogenous base. Another nucleotide. So these are all nucleotide and it has thymine as nitrogenous base. Another nucleotide that has cytosine as a nitrogenous base. It could be any nitrogenous base. I have just took any random example. Okay. So क्या होगा? We know DNA is double stranded. So one more nucleotide strands we have. Right? तो if you remember, I told you adenine का best friend कौन है? Thymine, and guanine का best friend कौन है? Cytosine. So this is basically known as complementary base pairings. Complementary base pairings का मतलब क्या है? एक strand पे जो होगा उसके सामने वाले पे उसका complementary base pair होगा. तो ये वाले न्यूक्लियोटाइड के strand पे adenine है तो इसके सामने कौन होगा? Say it is thymine, right? And if it is guanine तो इसके सामने कौन होगा? Cytosine. If it is thymine then कौन होगा? Adenine. And cytosine है तो again guanine. So this is what the structure of DNA is. I hope this is clear. There is no complementary base pairing in case of RNA because RNA is single stranded. Exactly. See, this is the structure for DNA. It is a double stranded structure. Right? Can you see this?
This is one strand of DNA twisted, and this is the other strand of DNA, and this is hydrogen bonding that holds two strands in a coiled manner. Okay, and this is RNA, which is single stranded. So that is the only difference. Okay, done about DNA and RNA. Now we are moving into the important part, that is protein synthesis. Now protein synthesis basically means formation of proteins. ओके सी प्रोटीन्स तो हम बाहर से खाते ही हैं, तो हमारी बॉडी को क्यों बनाना है प्रोटीन्स? हमारी बॉडी को प्रोटीन्स इसलिए बनाना है बिकॉज हमको जो प्रोटीन्स चाहिए ना, शायद वो प्रोटीन्स हम बाहर से नहीं खा रहे, सो दैट इज वाई हमारा बॉडी क्या करेगा, हमने जो बाहर से प्रोटीन खाया था, हमारे बॉडी उस प्रोटीन को तोड़ेगा और अपने हिसाब से नया प्रोटीन बनाएगा. सो बेसिकली फॉर्मेशन ऑफ प्रोटीन इज नोन एज प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस, एंड दिस occurs inside cell. Okay, so we will be doing this. See, now you need to remember, since the protein synthesis is occurring inside the cell, तो प्रोटीन बनाने का मशीन भी अंदर ही होगा. Let's say this is the structure of a cell. This is nucleus, and if you know, nucleus के साथ एक structure joined है जो प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन तक कंटिन्यू होता है. This structure is known as endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, endoplasmic reticulum is connected to the plasma membrane from the nucleus, so it is joined to both the ends. And endoplasmic reticulum is of two types. अगर endoplasmic reticulum के ऊपर ऐसे spherical shape structures दिखेंगे जो जिसको हम राइबोसोम बोलते हैं, so if ribosome is present on endoplasmic reticulum, we call it as rough endoplasmic reticulum because ribosome is present. ठीक है, if ribosome is not present, we call it as smooth endoplasmic reticulum, and this rough endoplasmic reticulum is the factory that produces protein. That is why this is known as site of protein synthesis. Okay, so we know the site of protein synthesis. This compartment is cytoplasm and the inner compartment is nucleus. And you know what, protein formation का सारा information present होता है DNA के ऊपर. So DNA is the one that has all information for the protein synthesis. It's like what exact proteins you want, that all things will come from DNA. So DNA is going to tell you आपको कैसा प्रोटीन बनाना है. So जो DNA है वो तो न्यूक्लियस के अंदर होता है और प्रोटीन फैक्ट्री तो साइटोप्लाज्म में है. तो आइडियली क्या होना चाहिए, DNA न्यूक्लियस से बाहर आना चाहिए, एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम पे जाके इंफॉर्मेशन देना चाहिए. But the problem is DNA का size is very large. तो because of the large size ना, वो न्यूक्लियस से क्रॉस होके बाहर नहीं आ पाता है. अब DNA तो बाहर नहीं आ पा रहा है, तो DNA क्या करेगा, अपना मैसेज है ना किसी और को देगा. What kind of message, कि प्रोटीन फॉर्मेशन कैसे करना है. ठीक है, तो DNA अपना मैसेज किसको देता है, RNA, and this RNA is known as mRNA because it is a messenger RNA that is going to carry all information from the DNA. फिर ये mRNA बाहर आएगा और ये रफ एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम पे इंफॉर्मेशन दे देगा फॉर प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस. सो फाइनली प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस हो जाएगा. ओके, सो दिस स्टेप फ्रॉम DNA to RNA, formation of RNA from DNA is known as transcription. Okay, and from RNA to protein it is known as translation. ठीक है, and transcription and translation is together known as protein synthesis, or it is also known as central dogma. Okay, so in the next part we will be doing detail about protein synthesis. For now we completed this one part. In the next part we will be doing things about protein synthesis, mutation, and we will complete this hereditary part. Okay, so thank you.